So what we're seeing as people move into these interdimensional consciousness, and again we're going to give you a couple of examples of these. First of all, experiences that display realms of light and vibration. We're seeing more and more about frequency. We're seeing more and more about light. We're seeing people that transcend the earth plane and they go to these other bodies or other types of existences, not even in a body, where they're embracing things like light and vibration. We're seeing communities that show a lack of separation. You know, we are permeated on this planet by competition, separateness and fear. I mean, that's just what we do. That's what our species does. But we are it doesn't have to be that way. And we're seeing more and more of these collective beings actually saying, somebody saying in the chair, well, I'm just one part of the consciousness. Well, tell me about the rest of the consciousness. Well, I'm the courageous part. That they sent me as the courageous part of the overall consciousness so I could incarnate into a body, and I'm reporting back to the others and they're learning through me. And I had a guy that had his crown chakra went off every night and we realised it was uploads to other beings that he was a project team for. We're seeing some beautiful experiences. And what we're finding is that those incarnations are much lighter than we do. They're lighter in their form. And this one here is that they seem to hold these series of benevolence for all life. There's a desire for balance. They understand that there's a need for balance in the energies and that they understand it's transient times here for us on Earth. Beautiful, beautiful things. If I sound like I'm speeding up, it's because I am. So let me tell you a couple of quick stories. This is a story about Doreen in an advanced society, living in vibrational pods. This was a demonstration that was done in front of a training class for people to become quantum consciousness facilitators. As we moved through into interdimensional realm, she moved into a place where she was walking through a forest that was not a forest on Earth. It was lush, it was vibrant, and she's moving back to the dwellings, and that's where we pick up the case.
So it doesn't feel like they're not family dwellings? Mm-hmm. As I arrive, it's like a soul pod dwelling.
A soul pod dwelling.
Like the people or the other beings that I'm going to be with, they're on my level at the moment, so we're working together.
Okay.
And so we kind of share that dwelling.
Okay.
For ease of it's like being on the same vibration, so we're all on the same vibration, so we live together and share that space. Yeah. And then it's just kind of how it works, and then as we go through our own challenges, whatever those are, as one vibration increases, they automatically move into the next dwelling. So the vibrations, I don't even think it's even, feels like it's not even discussed. It's like, what's my vibration today? It's gone up. This is the dwelling I now go to.
Okay.
It's like the vibration guides you.
It's like the vibration guides you. What a beautiful learning structure. You learn by just being in the shared consciousness of other people, and you are conscious of the soul that you carry there. You know, what a way to learn. I mean, maybe this is where we're heading. Maybe we should be just putting our kids together so they can learn, instead of when they don't fit the archaic education system that we've put them in, we don't tell them they're part of a spectrum. We tell them they're part of the evolution of humanity. That'd be a far better message. Okay. A beautiful, beautiful story about how you can learn and be in vibrational pods. This is an exchange of energy for learning. It's beautiful. It doesn't have to come through physical senses that we know in human form. One more case I want to share with you on interdimensional consciousness, and this is a lady by the name of Robin. And when she went to her interdimensional consciousness, she was shown a duality. And I'm going to tell you about the duality and then play you the piece that came next, because that's even more important. The first thing that she came to be was an incredibly fluid form of life. It was a thought form. It was a stream of energy. She described it as water moving within water. She flows between solar systems and planets. They even seem small when she's in this greater consciousness of what she does. And her role is troubleshooting difficult spots in the universe. She wraps around them and matches the vibration and sends healing. Okay, so this is basic wave technology, a wave of distress and a wave of healing to cancel it out. You know, we're starting to discover some of this stuff. So her energy is channeled freely from the universe, but the beautiful part about this is that she does this knowing what, and there's other beings that do this same process that she does, and they all do it and they're bathed in gratitude, and gratitude increases their life force so they can do more work. So the more they help, the more energy they get to help others. This is the holographic universe. Okay, it's like a cycle. And this was given to her as an experience for Robin so that she could see the power of gratitude. Then she was shown a second life, which was a duality, and it was the exact opposite, because rather than this flowy thing, it was a crystalline structure. And she was told that this is about patterns and structure. Everything has an underlying pattern that is strength, and the pattern determines the nature of the being. Okay, so again, we're back into vibrations, we're back into frequencies. Crystal, rigid pattern. And for a crystal, it has a rigid pattern, but once you understand the pattern, you understand all life forms like that. It's like you know who they are. Everything that comes from that pattern, if you know one, you know them all. There's this holographic nature again. So the magic of a rigid structure, and this was the point that she was shown, is that it can form mirror surfaces in order for them to see themselves more clearly. So it has the purpose of providing deep reflection of the person who looks into that mirror. And Robin's a sound therapist. And she's told that sound has an underlying structure, and in using the sound it provides a mirror for the person to reflect more deeply and who and what they are, mirrored back to them through sound. So in this one session she was shown that beautiful duality. And then it got even better. What I'm going to invite you to do is, this is a recording that goes for around 4 minutes. But I so want to share it with you. It's one of the most inspiring things that we've ever found. Where Robin goes after that is we take them out into all there is, and she's describing, and my apologies for the audio because it's not as good. This came from one of our therapists in the back blocks of Tasmania, of all places. Beautiful energy. So no wonder this session took place there. But she's actually out in the universe observing the creation of particles and how they exist. So let's do that.
Every one of those particles is taking on a different path of learning according to its own inner passion. The collective knowledge and wisdom is released from each particle as it learns something. It releases it as an energy or something that's picked up by others. So as one learns, they all learn. The thirst for knowledge of this endless sea of particles is enormous. But there's a real vibrancy and an excitement about that learning process.
Are these particles like souls, as we know them?
They're not, they haven't taken on anything yet, they're just maybe little energy packets that are self-aware. They are individuals, and yet they are all cohesive as a group. So if we had to think of it in stages, that perhaps the fabric of the universe, the source or God or whatever is the background to these particles, and these are newly hatched from source, so they're still unformed, still uncommitted to any life form. They may become souls, they may become crystals, they may become energy forces that wrap around and nurture planets, but they've chosen to learn and they're excited.
Thanks, no. So these particles are out there and they're questing, you know, what's their place in the universe? It's one of those moments that really takes you into a space of what this work's all about. This is a quote, and I'll give you a couple of others that have come through from our people, and these are straight from the book. I'm being shown how time bends and the universe folds. Consciousness moves through it. I can't put it into words. I experience the silence of creation. And this is my favourite. We each carry our own universe within, and as we balance our own energy, the flow on helps heal the planet and the universe we inhabit. That's the holographic universe in action.